How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. It's currently 6:30 Mountain Time on August 2nd. I want to talk about technique today. I know it's early. I might not have a lot of people tuning in live, but that's okay because you're going to be watching this later as a recording and you're going to come back and say, I need to take notes on what Ronnie's talking about here. Let's get right into it. If you like the topic of technique, subscribe, like the video, and check the video description because for the month of August, I'm actually offering 20% off of 5 of my top and most popular technique related classes. I'll just put that in the video description when I'm finished with this live stream so you can check it. I'm holding a B flat harmonica. It's kind of doesn't matter what key, but you could work all these things we talk about on any key harmonica. So let's get into it and talk about it for a second. This is just off the cuff. I have nothing prepared, but I kind of, other than this topic, technique has always been for me like one of the most important things to focus on. And the reason is because the sharper the technique got for me, the more emotion I could put through the harmonica. It was just a direct correlation that I couldn't deny. I had feelings. I had a good, emotional, feelings. I had all that going. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I had feelings. I always have feelings, but I could hear ideas is also what I'm trying to say. But until I developed the technique, I couldn't get it out. It was always like, that's not exactly what I'm trying to, play, but this is what we can do. Sharpen the most important things first. Maybe I should start by giving you an order of operations. Let's get right into it. Good morning if you're here live. Thanks for being here. So, think about it like this. Let me just list them off the top of the head. Breath control, rhythm playing, single notes, bending, and then worry about all the rest of the more advanced techniques that we can bring in. Okay? Blow bending, warbles, those things can come later. Advanced tongue blocking, things like that. So my advice to you is to take a minute and take stock of where you are. So breath control, we could have a whole video on breath control. But the thing is, I just will remind you that everything you're working on the technique is laying on the foundation of breath control. B flat harmonica. I like this little exercise. You might dig this. It just popped into my head. The other day, I was taking a version, like a very loose version of the My Babe, and I happen to have a B flat harp, which is the key you'd want for that, of a My Babe, that riff. But I loosened it up and played it different. And I made an exercise out of this, rhythmic exercise, just kind of getting into the zone, okay? And just playing this rhythm back and forth. So I'll tell you what I'm playing. 2 draw, 3 draw, half step bend to 2 draw. And then 4 blow to 2 draw. And then 3 half step to 2 draw. And then draw twice on the chord and blow. You might have to rewind that and write that down if you really want to, but just try to ear train it. And then once you've got the notes and you can let it just rhythmically evolve. It forces you to really think about your breath and get out enough air to keep it regulated. You're working on rhythm at the same time. You can just make a little groove out of that. And then if it's fun and you're like, yeah, it's a cool idea, find another little hook or simple lick that you can do with that to work on relaxed breath control, regulating, relaxing using the diaphragm, and just play around. The exercise could turn into a really creative exercise where you're actually exploring improvisation with that, where you take the idea, but you're like building around it. so on. So you got to get creative. You have to have fun when you're trying to work on technique and these basic core concepts. So more in the technique department actually would be single notes. You know, breath control is kind of a technique, but it is a technique because we're having to develop this control in our diaphragm. But single notes are a more tangible technique that, you know, you can analyze what is my embouchure doing. So think about the order of operations that you're practicing. And I keep saying that, but it's really important because if you're working on tongue blocking, that's something advanced, and you're struggling with single notes, don't do that. So go in order. Let's just think bending for a minute. It's such a huge topic. Again, there's a big sale all month, 20% off my top 5 technique classes. I have one called the Essential Blues Harp Technique class. Top recommended because it's a ridiculously long, I don't know what I was thinking. It should have been a 2-day class, but it's 2 hours and 45 minutes plus all the notes. So you can check that out. It's on sale, 20% off. But in this class, I cover everything. And in the world of bending, for me, the biggest thing that has helped is to think about attacking my bending from as many different angles as possible. So that means legato style bending, where you're kind of the penny whistle style in and out. It's really good breath control too. It's that big long inhale and get your breath out and reset versus more staccato style bending, you know, where we're going. I'm kind of overpowering that bottom bend. Let me try it again. There we go. Nice and easy. You got to relax the breath. It's so easy to overpower this instrument. You can just do one inhale when you practice these. This is a B flat 3 draw. And then, of course, bringing your bending into some melodic phrase or melody where you're just working on the bends from that perspective. Something that comes off like a 5-chord feel. Again, it's got to be fun. Every time I practiced early on, it was all over the map, but it was fun. You know, I did whatever felt right in the moment. So when you're working on technique, you have to rein it in a little bit. You have to have some sort of focused approach to it. So with your bending, get creative. Blow bending can come later. You can work on that kind of stuff later. You don't need to worry about, you know, if I could start over, the biggest tip I'd give myself is, hey man, just master one thing at a time. Like, you know, like really get the draw bends down perfectly and work on second position if you're focused on blues. And when that's feeling like really good, yeah, then you think about moving on from that. So your technique is everything. And I don't want to get just too talky in this stream because I could easily just get very talky and get deep into, I love like the more honestly, I should have a whole nother channel for that perhaps. I don't know. I get a lot of feedback from people that are like, no, that's cool. You can talk. You know, but then there's always the, not haters, but people that are just like, dude, you need to shut up. Can you just get to it? I'm like, all right. I can take that feedback constructively because it's valid. Even if it comes out in a harsh way, I always listen to my haters or the people that have negative comments. I think they're actually the most important things to pay attention to. They often are not wrong. So, but I don't always agree. But there's something to extract from it. So, all right, enough of that. Technique. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for the green light to talk. Man, I honestly want a channel where it's like more just like philosophical harmonica discussions. But so technique is everything. And I just want to restate one thing I said earlier. Breath control is so important because it's the foundation of what everything is resting on. You cannot have good bends that are in tune if you don't have control of your breath. It's not regulated and even. Think of your airflow like a faucet you're turning on, like you're going outside and you're going to water, but you turn that faucet on real slow so this until it just becomes one steady stream. It starts as a drip. You turn on the faucet real gently and it's like deet deet, but then you go a little further and you get that tiny stream. That's how I visualize my airflow, because I don't want to overuse the air. I need to regulate it and preserve it so I'm never out of breath. So I'm just breathing in relaxed like that. I have a lot of control and reserve air, and that's what makes this easy, is that I'm never pushing too hard. It's always relaxed. What else would come after? Like, you've got really good breath control going on. You've developed some rhythm and single notes, and you got control of those. You can consistently hit them clean. Here's a big one that I never did. I honestly, I know we're jumping around here, but I'm gonna stop talking about technique for a second. Ear training in blues harmonica was arguably, next to building technique, it's the most important thing you could do, and it's the most helpful thing. So in the world of ear training on your diatonic harmonica, it doesn't matter what key, the notes are different notes on each harmonica, but they repeat in the same places. They're repeating notes. I wish somebody had done this for me. I have a class that you can check out. I think it's called Pattern Recognition. There might be one other one that kind of correlates to this, but basically it's all about understanding, and I'm going to talk about this at SPA this year if you're going to the big harmonica convention in San Antonio coming up in the middle of August around the corner. Basically, it's called the anatomy of the diatonic harmonica, and you want to take a harmonica and print out a chart of the notes, put it in front of you, tape it up, and work on landing clean. I've talked about this, repeating all the notes and paying attention to the ones that line up with bending. So, check this out. So that bend right there. You can really tune into that 3 full step bend by playing 6 draw. Hopefully you've got a B-flat harmonica, because I'm just sitting here with this key. Ear training and technique go together. I mean, they work together. It's hard to ear train something if you don't have the technique to get it out. I'm trying to give you today not only ideas, but also an order of operations when you consider technique building. So it begins with self-awareness and assessment of where you're at currently. Then you can make a plan and evaluate. But you got to record yourself and kind of determine, hey, I'm a little loose on these particular bends or with this technique. Let's say you're working on hand technique. And you're like, I just can't seem to figure out how to take a minute and center yourself and focus on one particular hand technique and understand what the exact sound is you want to come out. So for me, it was Sonny Boy Williamson II. So you hear a particular type of hand wah, and let's say you can't see it in a video. You don't have the visual aid. You just have the sound. Well, what do? You got to experiment a whole bunch. So let's say take one hand technique on 2 draw. I'm just going to share this quick tip with you, but this is big. All these things could add up, right? So I'm taking 2 draw. I'm not really trying to bend. I'm not bending. I'm not even bringing in any bend. So what gives me this like pronounced sound? So what's going on there? 2 ingredients: the control and the hand technique itself, and the breath control being like super regulated. It's one long inhale. Let this sink in. If you don't like your hand wahs and you like that kind of sound, not any of these sounds, what makes it work is that I don't stop breathing in the entire time. Here's what most people are doing that is not correct. They're stopping their breath when they open the hand. They're going, don't stop the breath. Try extending it and see what happens when you do that. Because if you extend it, you'll find, hey, look at my members that are here. I already said hi to Chris. Charles is here. Okay, I got a couple members tuned in. Thanks, guys. I just did a live stream for you guys. I don't know if you saw it pop up, but I just did a member live stream. You can check that out later, talking about a cool riff. So if you're not a member on my channel and you want exclusive videos, access to like blues licks and things, check out the membership on YouTube. You can join just at a basic level. That helps. Again, I really appreciate the support for those that have checked that out. So, final thoughts on technique today. One thing at a time. Here's a good one. When you learn technique, learn how to say something with it. Don't just learn a technique in isolation. It means nothing contextually. You need to have a way to understand how you're going to use it and how to practice it musically. There's nothing worse than just having boring, stale exercises like these. These can get stale. Take 2 draw, 3, 2 half step, 2 full step, 2 blow, and like that would get old over and over. But if I start on the 2 blow, it becomes a classic first position blues riff. 2 blow, 2 full step, 2 half step, 2 draw. Now I can turn on John Brim, Ice Cream Man, and listen to Little Walter play that riff and jam with him. That's way more interesting and fun than just playing those notes. Let me play the riff for you. Ice Cream Man riff. Two blow, 2 full step, 2 half step, 2 draw. Yeah, have something to say with the technique you work on and go in order. That's my biggest tip. Write out all the technique. The class that I mentioned, the Essential Blues Harp Technique class, then like step 1 is like, I don't even know where to, most people are like, I don't even know what technique I should be practicing. I don't know what's available. Get a resource like me and work with me through the Harmonica 123 membership, where you can check out all my classes or check out one class. You could just buy one class. It will last you several months, or if not over a year of practice, just the one class. That's how much information is in there. I get this feedback all the time. So hopefully this is helpful today. I'm going to leave you with the jam. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, the entire month of August, if you're watching this video and it's August of 2025, you can use the coupon code August20. I'm almost positive. August20 through the entire month for 20% off of my 5 most popular technique classes. I'll put all of it in the video description. And I'm checking right now to make sure I got the coupon code correct. The coupon code is... oh, shish kebab. Oh, it is going to be August 20. I never made it. And yeah, okay, I'm going to make the coupon right now. August 20, coupon code to checkout. Check the video description later. Thanks for tuning in today. I've been going through a whole bunch of things here personally, so currently I'm less available This is the first moment I've had to do something like this in a while, and appreciate all of you. Hope you have a great day.